Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible. It contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Tanakh of the Jewish Testament, but I use the Christian King James Version of the Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel, which became the Book of Zion. In order to publish the Book of Zion, I had to write the Pot Smoker's Bible as a commentary and dissertation, because the Book of Zion is written entirely in Bible verse and cannot be published on its own. And when I first wrote the Book of Zion, or first put together the Book of Zion, I found contained within it a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to undertake. So I did. And these instructions outlined the steps that I was to take in order to fulfill the prophecy, as we're told. And the final event that I must stage is to publish peace, which is what I'm doing here on YouTube and on social media. I'm reading to you from the manuscripts that I have written, which is publishing peace, literally. And today I'm reading to you from the 23rd or the 26th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible. It contains the 23rd chapter of the Book of Zion, the Book of Prophecy. And I'm going to take up now where I left off. I was talking about the arm of the Lord, and it goes like this. This law empowers the king and the priests. It gives Messiah authority to rule on earth. It gives him authority to judge. He is named the arm of the Lord, the King of kings, the chosen one of Israel. By this foreordained authority, he will take charge of humanity. All will be subject to his rule, because he is the arm of the Lord. The first order of business that our newly ordained king will address is the relocation of the island populations. This makes total sense, because the seas are rising, and those on islands are the most vulnerable. They must be moved. So he will first address this most urgent problem. That is why, as soon as this becomes known, the people who now live on islands that are being submerged will eagerly await the verdict of the king. They will be relieved to know that the Grey have always planned to help them survive. This prophecy is their true hope, because the island nations will have good reason to trust in the Grey. They will lead the way in bridging the gap of trust between the aliens and the humans. Those currently in power have gone to great lengths to create fear and loathing towards the Grey. The faith of the island people in the newly crowned king will begin the process of building trust between our two species. Which brings us to 51:6. Lift up your eyes to the heavens, and look upon the earth beneath. For the heavens shall vanish away like smoke, and the earth shall wax old like a garment, and they that dwell therein shall die in like manner. But my salvation shall be forever, and my righteousness shall not be abolished, nor must my salvation from generation to generation. This verse again tells us that the events about to take place here on earth will forever change the human race. What we, the people of Zion, are about to create will endure well beyond even the planet itself. Long after earth is gone, the civilization of Zion and the new human race that it nurtures will endure. Zion is an eternal kingdom. It has no end. Which brings us to the next passage in the prophecy, Isaiah 42:13-16, which becomes Zion 23:25-28. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holden my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. I will make waste mountains and hills. I will dry up all their herbs, and I will make rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools, and I will bring the blind by a way that they know not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light for them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them. The first verse in this passage, Isaiah 42:13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. The Lord, Ishi, shall go forth as a mighty man. Well, Kenny is a mighty big man. Compared to most men, I would put him above average height and weight. He is big and strong, like a big teddy bear. Mighty in stature compared to the Grey, who are much diminished due to the cloning breakdown of their genetic code. So when Ishi walks the earth, he will do so as Kenny, a mighty man. This is called channeling. And this is how channeling works. Ishi occupies Kenny's body, and Kenny resides in Ishi's body. So when Ishi speaks through Kenny, it's really Ishi who speaks. Kenny is off enjoying a visit with Ishi's people, wherever Ishi's body happens to be. This is what our scientists call quantum entanglement, that spooky accident at distance that Einstein talked about. The living soul, no matter its origin, is a form of energy, a conscious energy, a singularity to be precise, a point of light. That singularity isn't made up of matter. It inhabits matter by entangling its energy with the body it inhabits, the body it animates. By this same means, the entity of light can also disentangle itself from the body it animates. It could then travel at the speed of life and enter into an open body, open to its energy. A channel is an open body that can be occupied by a living energy of light, or entity of light. This is done in two ways: through the use of force or through mutual cooperation. We call the use of force a possession. The mutual cooperation we call channeling. A possession is a physical takeover. A channel session is a timed event agreed upon by both parties. In both cases, the body is used by an outside entity. In a possession, the being that enters the body does so with the intent to occupy the body, usually permanently. The incoming soul has entered by stealth. They may have been invited in prayer or mystic practices, or the true soul has opened itself up without knowing it, being weakened by tragedy, fear, or intoxication. The incoming stronger entity pushes the living soul, reducing its hold on the body. The weaker soul is forced to retract or to leave the body entirely. The possessing soul then takes the place of the dispossessed soul and lives the life itself. The original soul is unable to reassert itself and is left either as an attached spirit or as a ghost left behind at some point to drift until the body dies. The body, once detached from its creative force, will begin to break down. Its matrix is in the form of the true soul. Only the wavelength of energy of its own soul can sustain it indefinitely. A possessed body has a half-life, so to speak. The true soul is bound by its creation to the point that it can only have one body at a time, because its energy maintains the body it creates. So, possession is a forceful takeover of a body by a stronger energy form. But the body, which is the creation of the soul that inhabits it, begins to break down when the creation is not present or not in charge. The foreign soul that takes over the living body will never truly be the master of that form. It has commandeered it by force. Now, channeling, on the other hand, is an accepted practice. It does not use force. It doesn't reduce the soul that owns the body. It is taught or it is discovered. The soul owning the body allows the visitor to use their form. No force is needed. The soul does the deed of its own choice. Channel to channel. Channeling can be done by either dual occupation or by body exchange, astral travel. The true soul can choose to reduce itself to make room for the incoming soul, or they can astral travel. They can switch bodies too. Normally, it is a switch that occurs, the Freaky Friday thing. This helps the empty body to function properly. It also allows the interspiritual exploration of both souls. Both souls get to know each other through the memory exchange by becoming familiar with the energy field of each other and the memories occupied by the body. To know a person in this manner is to truly know them. You become truly close to those you channel. Quantum science is the science of the soul. The nature of energy is as wide as that of physical science. We are at the dawn of the spiritual age, as our souls become actualized in our mind's eyes. Channeling is but one of a huge volume of quantum discoveries we as humans are beginning to comprehend. What we call quantum science, we once called religion. Issu, the gray god of the prophecy, will use the science we call quantum to inhabit Kemne's body so that he can operate on planet Earth without the use of environmental suits. Ishi will become Kenny by using Kenny's body. He will speak as a mighty man. A mighty man indeed. When Ishi uses Kenny's body to speak to humanity, it won't be pretty. The Grey are not happy with the human race. We have gone down a very dark path. Our false gods have done us so much harm. The Grey won't tolerate lies told in their name. And every false claim made by every false religion is a lie in their name. Because they were Yahweh. They were Allah. They were Ishtar, Krishna. Even Hera and Zeus were once seen on earth. But the so-called gods of today are empty myths told and embellished over centuries of storytelling. The human represent these characters as gods, as idols. I once saw a Christian literally kiss the ass of the idol of Jesus Christ. Literally. He kissed Jesus' ass. Jesus was never a gray, never a god. He was a priest of Israel, a rabbi, a church leader of the Essenes. Jesus is not, nor was he ever anything more than a Jew. Yet humans are eager to kiss his idol's ass. So, when Ishi speaks, he will stir up jealousy over the idols of religion. If we are to interact with the clones of our ancient gods, we must forsake our storybook gods for the real living gods of Earth, the Grey. Idols aren't living gods. The beings these idols represent are the same beings that we call Grey. So, it's only right that we honor the living beings as opposed to the idols of their former forms. And there I'm going to quit for today. So may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and life, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. If you use drugs to stay happy and high, you have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to say goodbye, so I'm going to say later now.